Jesse the Body Ventura.
That's right, Jack, and I'm feeling great. Spring is in the air. The Body's got his new spring fashion line out.
We've got, I understand you went to Paris, by the way, to do some fashions as far as springtime fashions are concerned.
Most definitely.
I heard that, yes. All right, coming up this week, we've got some great matches lined up. Exciting matches. The Magnificent Morocco in action.
Definitely the Magnificent Morocco. Good friend of mine from Sunset Beach, Hawaii.
The British Bulldogs, Davy Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid.
If you haven't seen the British Bulldogs, get ready.
How about this for a combination? The Intercontinental Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and his tag team partner, the one and only Brutus Beefcake. They're going against Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat.
That should prove to be one of the greatest matches of all time.
I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's pick up the action right now. Our first bout, and we are going to pick up the introductions. Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Rick Quick Draw McGraw in action.
3-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 238 pounds, Rick Quick Draw McGraw. Now first, I'd like to introduce the manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from Reno, Nevada, weighing 275 pounds, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The referee, Fred Atkins.
Welcome, everyone. Gorilla Monsoon here, along with my colleague, Billy Red Lyons, in the beautiful Maple Leaf Gardens, jam-packed to the rafters, Red.
Yes, as usual, Gino. Well, that's just another indication. You know, every major arena that the World Wrestling Federation goes to, there's always a capacity crowd.
This should be a very interesting confrontation in one Jim the Anvil Neidhart and an old friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, Quick Draw Rick McGraw, an individual who surprised many people, including some well-renowned doctors, and came back to the world of professional wrestling after a very serious neck injury.
Yes, I like this Rick Quick Draw McGraw. He shows me a lot. He's one of the shorter wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation today. But when that bell rings, Gino, he certainly grows.
Well, he certainly does, and he's certainly going to have eyes in the back of his head, because he's got to keep an eye on the mouth of the South in one Mr. Jimmy Hart. What a fantastic stable Jimmy Hart has put together of late here in the World Wrestling Federation. Not only has he got the Anvil Neidhart on his team, but now I understand Bret Hart as well. He's joined the stable. King Kong Bundy is in the stable. There's no stopping this individual. He's putting together quite a conglomeration here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yes, he certainly is, Gino, and he has the Intercontinental Champion in his stable, like you mentioned, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and it seems there's no stopping this Jimmy Hart.
Quick Draw, grabbing some extra facial hair there, and well done, I might add, as he's getting Neidhart a little bit bent out of shape. Neidhart complaining to the referee, but to no avail. Perfectly legal maneuver. If you want to wear that particular type of beard into the ring, you must pay the consequences. Both men in excellent physical condition. Jimmy Hart looking on with interest, as he always does. Of course, it's money in the bank for him, whether his men are successful or not. Off the ropes now, nice shoulder block, but sort of just got the attention of Neidhart as he didn't budge 1 inch, Red.
No, he didn't. It was just like running into the Rock at Gibraltar.
Well, like a little staring contest going on right now. McGraw into the ropes again. Oh, he caught him that time. And the big guy went right down on his keister.
And
McGraw over the top now. Look out. Drop down again. Wow.
And look at Jimmy Hart, Gino, on the outside of the ring. He's beside himself. He can't believe what's going on in there.
He certainly is. And right now, his man, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, being outsmarted by Quick Draw Rick McGraw, who has a side headlock now and has control of this match, as he's had since the onset. Unbelievable crowd here in Maple Leaf Gardens. This building amazed me from the first moment I ever stepped into it back in 1960, Red.
Yes, well, this is the home of professional wrestling in Canada. And like I said before, just one of the many major arenas that the World Wrestling Federation puts on matches.
Excuse me, Red, once again, McGraw outsmarting the big guy. And Jimmy Hart doesn't like that one little bit, and he's getting a little bent out of shape, too, as I'm sure Neidhart is. But that's the key for McGraw in this match. Use his quickness, use his speed and agility to get around this big guy, because if he starts dropping the heavy bombs on him, it's going to be curtains.
That's right. He's got to stay on that bicycle, in and out, around behind, beat Neidhart off his feet as much as he can. Because like you said, Gino, I don't think McGraw could stand toe-to-toe with Neidhart.
Absolutely not. Right now with an arm bar, young Rick McGraw sort of personifies professional wrestling, as this man's attitude is just unbelievable. 24 hours a day, he's a gentleman inside and outside the ring. See if we see a clean break here. I doubt it. Uh-oh. Off goes the big guy. Nice leapfrog by McGraw. Off again. Another one. He got caught right in the middle of it. Showing you the power of Neidhart. Look at that. A reverse atomic drop. That'll take the momentum away from McGraw.
Well, he went to the well once too often there, Gino.
Well, it's pretty hard. He's so much shorter than Neidhart is. And that second leapfrog, boy, he just caught him right in midair and showed us that phenomenal power that he possesses. And now the tables have turned how quickly they can in professional wrestling. Once again, reverse atomic drop again. Jimmy Hart applauding at ringside. Well, I'm sure McGraw is going to be a little bit sore when this one's over. Those take their toll, those atomic drops, right?
They certainly do, Gino. Well, Rick McGraw, he doesn't have to lower his head. He certainly more than held his own for the first number of minutes in this match. However, it just seems that it was just a matter of time before Neidhart got on track.
Well, he waited for the youngster to make a mistake, and as you said, he went to the well one too many times. Look out now, Neidhart. Wow, what a forearm right down across the sternum area, trying to knock the wind out of this youngster. And McGraw, luckily that ramp is there. He might be down on the concrete floor here in Maple Leaf Gardens. Relentless now is Jim Neidhart, as he doesn't let you have an inch once he's got the upper hand. Big right hand right under the esophagus, it looked like. McGraw's holding that area right there. Jim Neidhart outside the ring saying, come on, give him some more punishment. Hasn't had enough yet. Tremendous camera shot by our camera number 5 here, giving us those outstanding shots.
And there we see Jimmy Hart on the outside shouting at the referee, and no doubt throwing a few insults at Rick McGraw. Right now, Jimmy Hart and Neidhart have everything going their ways, you know.
Well, you certainly don't have to shout at this referee. Fred Atkins has been around professional wrestling for many, many a year, knows the insides and outs. You're not going to put anything over on him or anything past him. McGraw now right between the center rope, out onto the hard concrete floor. Not the place to be. There he is. I'm sure he's getting a few choice adjectives from Jim Neidhart. Not expounding the virtues of quick draw Rick McGraw, I'm sure.
And there we see Hart. No doubt he's telling him, get back in that ring if you can.
Well, I'm glad we can't pick up any of his comments.
Well, they probably cut us off.
Well, they're bound to be some very derogatory remarks being used. Look at this. Neidhart not giving McGraw a chance to get back once on the apron. Dropped that elbow right on the back of his neck. Look at Atkins stepping right in there. That's the way a referee's got to move a guy around if he doesn't want to listen to the count. Got to give the man a chance to get back inside the ring. Nice block there by McGraw. Shoulder right to the midsection. And another. Look out, slingshot over the top. Sunset flip. Can he pull him down? He's got to move. No.
Oh, so close and yet so far. Gino, I thought he was going to pull him over.
Well, he broke the momentum there by grabbing the top rope. Ricky had it going, had that momentum going, but oh, look at this, catching him, coming off that second turnbuckle. McGraw now turns the tables once more. Big right hand sends a big guy down. He wants time out here. Not going to get it.
No
McGraw
way.
right on top of the situation, sends a big guy in for the ride. Backdrop, yes.
Well, Gino, when it just looked like McGraw was out of it, he turns it around, comes back, and has everything going his way now, pulling out all the stops. There he is, beating away on the Head of Jim Neihart. However, Neihart has him in that another reverse atomic drop, Gino.
How effectively he uses that just at the right point in time. Takes that hold at its best advantage. McGraw now whipped hard into the corner, out quick. Got him up here. Power slam.
Oh.
Holy mackerel, he knocked the wind out of him, I'm sure. That's all she wrote. Did he get a 3 count?
That has to be it, Gino. No way he's going to get up from that one. Yeah,
Holy
that's it.
mackerel,
It's
he
all over.
knocked the wind right out of him. Very pleased with himself. Jimmy Hart pleased. Neidhart with the victory, very unpopular one, as Rick McGraw did an outstanding job. Just too bad the youngster didn't get it all. Let's go back in time just a few moments. Take a look at it. McGraw went hard into the turnbuckle. Now look at the strength here employed by the Anvil as he scooped him up, and watch this power slam. Has to knock the wind right out of you, tear some intercostal cartilage, and who knows what other kind of damage. Down for the 3 count. It was the beginning of the end right there on that particular power slam. Stay with us, wrestling fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, boy. Jim, the Anvil Neidhart, and boy, I'll tell you, they don't come any tougher than that big guy.
Well, I'll tell you something. Manager Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, is putting together quite an army, Jack.
That's true.
Definitely.
Right, led by the Intercontinental Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine, who, by the way, will be in action a bit later on in our program. He and his tag team partner, the matinee idol Brutus Beefcake, will take on Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana.
What a matchup that'll be, Jack.
All right. We're coming right back, wrestling fans, with the magnificent Morocco, the man from Sunset Beach, Hawaii. His opponent, Steve Lombardi. That's next on Primetime Wrestling this week, with all the excitement coming up. Stand by.
Bigger engines were easy on oil. But today's smaller, higher revving engines are tougher. They can break down an oil's viscosity within 1,500 miles. That's why there's Castrol. Tests show Castrol suffers no significant breakdown of viscosity even after 5,000 miles. So use Castrol, because if you make things too hard on your engine could make things hard on you. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
Last night, while you slept, the zits came out like stars. The Big Dipper. The Little Dipper. The North Star. To win the Star Wars once and for all, get Oxy 10 with benzoyl peroxide, the strongest acne medicine you can buy, to dry up zits and help keep new zits from forming. Maximum strength Oxy 10 helps keep the stars where they belong, in the sky.
Dear Naomi, all is lost. Hostile natives captured my jet ski. My round-the-world trip has ended tragically. Please, don't bother to search. I'll never forget you or your mother. Aloha, Henry.
You're right, Kawasaki Hank, baby!
Oh, no, not now, Hanoki. I'm too bereaved.
Sometimes you wonder if a man was built to work so hard. Your muscles get stiff, sore. You need the strong sore muscle medicine. Absorbine Junior penetrates fast. Absorbine Junior penetrates deep with soothing warmth. Absorbine Junior loosens stiff, sore muscles so you can get back to work. When you feel you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, get the strong sore muscle medicine. Absorbine Junior.
The magnificent Morocco from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, in action against Steve Lombardi. You know, the one thing about the magnificent Morocco that impresses me, not only his ability in the ring, but some of the things he does outside the ring as well.
Definitely, the magnificent Morocco's got a tremendous diet, Jack. You, for one, should definitely know about the magnificent Morocco's diet.
All right, his opponent this week on Primetime Wrestling is Steve Lombardi from Brooklyn, New York, Let's go to ringside right now in the introductions.
Everyone, Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside in the beautiful Maple Leaf Gardens, along with my colleague Billy Red Lyons. And Billy, what a match this one's going to be.
Oh, this will be a real barn burner, this one. Every time Morocco's in that squared circle, Gino, anything can happen, and usually does. He's the type of fellow that throws the rule book out the window.
Well, he certainly does. And this particular individual, speaking about the Magnificent One, destined for championship of some kind in my book. There's no question in my mind that somewhere down the line, in some arena, some night, somewhere in the world, he will win a championship belt. Former holder of the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. He took that away from Pedro Morales, who was no slouch, right in the center of the ring in Madison Square Garden. This individual is destined for greatness, and he is probably in the best condition I've ever seen him in.
Yes, I've never seen him look better either, Gino, and I have to agree with you. There's no doubt in my mind either that sooner or later he's going to be walking around with a championship belt around his waist once again, whether it be the Intercontinental belt or maybe the one that's held by Hulk Hogan.
Well, he's certainly got his sights set on the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, no question about that. But what can he pick up along the way? Only time will tell. Steve Lombardi, certainly have to give a lot of credit to this youngster for putting his name on a contract which already had the name of the Magnificent One on it. And incidentally, I want to express to everyone that very conspicuous by his absence, Mr. Fuji.
Yes, I was going to ask you that, Gino. I know, as a rule, when you see Magnificent Morocco, you see the man from the Orient, his manager, Mr. Fuji. However, he's not here with at ringside with Morocco.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he's very confident about Morocco's match, this particular match, not worried about it. Out scouting. Nice arm drag by Lombardi. And another one takes the big guy by surprise. Fuji's probably out scouting some future opponents, filming, taking a look. He does a great job as a manager, no question in my mind that he certainly does. Hated by the multitudes, but certainly does his job.
He certainly does, and I think that Mr. Fuji is to be given a lot of credit for the condition that the Magnificent One is in at this time.
Well, Morocco recently took a considerable amount of time off and spent it in his homeland in Hawaii on the beaches, and you know what can happen to you when you do that kind of thing. But Fuji was right on top of the case and made sure he stayed in shape, did his running. I've seen some excellent footage on film of the way that Morocco trained, and it's obvious. Just take a look at this individual, and it certainly sticks out a mile long. Side headlock now by Lombardi. He's got to try to pick out a spot here on the Magnificent One and go to work on it. I don't believe he'll be too successful with a side headlock, but Morocco's going to overpower this individual so much. Dropped down by Morocco over the top. Lombardi missed the big clothesline. Lombardi hangs on to the top rope. And lucky for him, because he was about to get unloaded on.
Oh, was he ever? And you notice Morocco, he's very disappointed in himself right now. Kicked that bottom rope. He thought for sure he was going to catch Lombardi with that haymaker coming off the rope.
Well, he missed that first one coming across. Lombardi had the presence of mind to drop underneath it. He'd have caught him with that one. It probably would have decapitated him.
Yes, it would have been all over for Lombardi, no doubt about it.
Capacity crowd on hand once again here in beautiful Maple Leaf Gardens as the World Wrestling Federation continues to bring you the best in professional wrestling. This is the Mecca. Reversal there. Lombardi reversed and a nice hip lock by Steve Lombardi. And Morocco complaining to the referee about a pull of the tights, but we couldn't tell that from our vantage point.
Well, this Lombardi certainly giving Morocco a lot more than he had anticipated, Gino.
Well, sometimes that happens. You step into that squared circle and you underestimate your opponent, and that's the worst possible thing you can do, as we're both well aware of after the many years that we've spent inside that ring, Red.
Yes, that's for sure.
I spent many of them right here, right inside that particular ring, many, many years ago, and unfortunately, I have all the aches and pains to prove it.
That's all the broken bones and the calcium deposits, etc., right?
Morocco now getting down to business. Double chop right to the throat, sends Lombardi down. He's about done playing with this youngster. Surprised him a little bit, did Lombardi, as he gets his face rammed into that top turnbuckle. Morocco didn't expect that kind of offense from this youngster, and now he's seriously going to do a number on him, and right out onto the concrete floor here In the Maple Leaf Gardens goes young Steve Lombardi, and that'll give you a negative attitude forever being out on that concrete.
And look at there, Gino. There's the magnificent one outside the ring now. Picks up Lombardi, and Gino, this is the Morocco that we're used to seeing. Like I said, anything can happen. It usually does, and the rule book goes out the window.
Absolutely, as he just rammed Lombardi's head into that steel railing, which goes around our ring here, and gets back in time to break the count. Doesn't want to hear about it from the referee, but referee's admonishing him. You know, referee is his discretion. If he wants to count a guy outside the ring, he doesn't have to wait for the full count. If he thinks that something's going on out there that shouldn't be, he can just ring the bell and disqualify that individual.
Oh, yeah. No doubt the referee, like you say, has laid down the law to Morocco there. You see they're having a few words. Morocco threatening him. That's, I don't know. I don't think that's too good a move. Like you say, the referee, it's at his discretion. He can disqualify him at any time he wants for something like that.
Lombardi, surprising me, made it back inside the ring. Of course, right at this point in time, he's not playing with a full deck. One-arm whip as Lombardi goes hard into the corner. Morocco with a shoulder smash. That left leg of his caught that second rope and kept him from taking the full brunt of that blow. Or Morocco could have broken his shoulder there. And Lombardi now rams the head of Morocco once again into the top turnbuckle. Lombardi reached down inside for something extra as he's pulling it out now. Side headlock again by Lombardi. Seems to favor that particular hold. Morocco shoots him off. Tackle sends the big guy down. Lombardi scooped up. Look out. Look out, pile driver.
There it is, Gino.
It's all over.
That's it. It's all over.
Once he made up his mind, Morocco up on top of the second turnbuckle looking for some applause from this capacity crowd. He's not going to get it. Let's go back in time just a few moments ago and take a look at how he polished off the youngster, Steve Lombardi, as Morocco. Look at this magnificent individual. Caught with a shoulder block. Morocco down on the canvas. Lombardi once again off those ropes. Look at that power that this man possesses. Scoops him up in a slam position. Turns him immediately into that pile driver and then scrambles your brains, your neck, and everything else. Didn't have to hook a leg ready. Could have counted to 250.
That's for sure.
Steve Lombardi meeting his match here.
The magnificent Morocco. You know, the one thing that impresses me about Morocco is his lifestyle. But I'll tell you, as far as I'm concerned, he blew it with his diet.
He blew it with his diet. Why is that, Jack?
Eating donuts. I do not picture the magnificent Morocco eating donuts.
Well, those are called complex carbohydrates.
Complex carbohydrates?
That's right.
Why don't you eat them?
I'm not complex enough.
I see. Coming up, gentleman Jerry Valiant against Polish power Ivan Putski.
And this should definitely be a good matchup. The Polish power Ivan Putski is not too tall, but what's packed in there is dynamite, Jack.
Oh, he's got a magnificent body, Ivan Polish power Putski. And the crafty veteran, gentleman Jerry Valiant, his opponent. Stand by for more excitement coming up right here on Primetime Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Diamond alternative is here. Ice, the official jewelry of the new motion picture Blood Circus. Would you help us test the new Diamond alternative? Each has the size and look of a half-carat diamond, and all 5 pieces are only $19.95. Plus, would you accept the new Ice catalog with your already approved credit limit of $500, all with a 60-day unconditional money-back guarantee? Each imported stone has its own papers, and if anyone can tell the difference of ice from a real diamond, your money is refunded, and you still keep the $500 credit limit and catalog free. Ice, the new Diamond alternative, is here. Plus, call right now and receive 2 additional pieces free. Plus, this gorgeous chain and bracelet. That's 9 pieces in all. Ice is nice, and CODs are accepted in this test offer. Everything's shown only $19.95.
So call 1-800-292-1100 or send $19.95 plus $3 shipping to ICE, P.O. Box 566, Gambrills, Maryland.
Our mission at Barron's is to help our readers raise their investment IQs.
You are listening to Alan Abelson, editor of Barron's. the National Business and Financial Weekly from Dow Jones.
Our aim is to alert you to anything and everything that's likely to affect your financial future. Barron's tells you what's happening and why it's happening and what it will mean to your bottom line. We try to anticipate. What does a particular development mean to you? What should you be doing about it? That's what Barron's readers want to know, and that's what we tell them. We have no axe to grind, we pull no punches, and we tell it like it is.
Get the next 26 weeks of Barron's for $39. Order today, and you'll also get as a bonus Barron's exclusive booklet to help you with your market forecasting. That's 26 weeks of Barron's plus the bonus booklet for just $39. Call 800-631-1000. That's 800-631-1000.
We want our readers to be smart about their money. It's as simple as that.
They call him Polish Power. His name is Ivan Putski, and Putski is no stranger to Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, definitely. I've had my ins and outs with one Mr. Ivan Paduski, but hopefully Mr. Paduski's off my back and he's old news to me now.
Old news?
Old news.
Ivan Polish Power Putski will never be old news. Right now, we're going to pick up the action with Gentleman Jerry Valiant and Ivan Polish Power Putski.
With a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from New York City, New York, weighing 290 pounds, Gentleman Jerry Valiant. His opponent, from Krakow, Poland, weighing 240 pounds, Ivan Polish Power Putski.
Welcome, everybody, to the beautiful jam-packed Maple Leaf Gardens here in Toronto. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with my colleague, Jesse the Body Ventura. Jess, should be an interesting matchup with the Polish Power.
Should be a real good matchup, Gino, and what a capacity crowd we got on hand tonight here at the Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Hanging off the rafters, as this is the mecca of professional sports, professional wrestling, as only the World Wrestling Federation can bring it to you. Well, Jerry, look at that Ivan Putski. What a tan on him, and look at the condition he's in. You don't get that way waiting for the bus, Jess.
Definitely you don't, and I know firsthand experience you don't want to get the Polish Power too irate. You want to get away with what you can without getting that Polish dander up of his.
Ivan showing his power as he just shoves off Jerry Valiant, who is no small individual at 275 or 80 pounds plus. Both men locked up here, backed into the corner. Will we see a clean break? Highly unlikely with Mr. Valiant. Well, big right hand misses. Ivan was ready to drop him like a hot potato, and Jerry just bailed out of that corner in a hurry. Good shot there by our camera of this capacity crowd on hand. And rightly so. They see the best in professional wrestling right here in Maple Leaf Gardens. Side headlock now by Jerry Valiant. Well, right to the side of the ear, it looked like from our vantage point, Jess.
Yeah, definitely Jerry Valiant's trying to rough it up, and here comes the Polish Power.
Look at that, didn't waste any time. Ivan Putski show, well, there's that Polish hammer. Just like a jackhammer as he pounds away at the head of Jerry Valiant. Down now with a reverse chin lock. Sure, that's what it is. Tough to tell from this particular point, but it certainly looks like it. Yes, it is. Referee right on top of the situation, reaching in to make sure it's not underneath that chin. Ivan Putski wouldn't do that. Paduski, as you call him, just sometimes.
That's right, Ivan Paduski.
I love it. Valiant now out of there by backing into the corner, drops a couple of heavy ones on the back of the neck of the Polish Power. Snapmare brings him out of there. Well, when this individual starts dropping those heavy bombs on you, he can do some pretty heavy damage. But right now, goes into that trapezius hold, one of his favorites. That's pretty tough to apply on Putski, though.
Oh, definitely, but there's a lot of trap there to grab. Ivan got caught a little off guard. He let his guard down in the corner, and he let Valiant catch him with that elbow, and that's how Valiant gained the advantage here, Gino.
Well, Jess, you know as well as I do, you can never let your guard down in professional wrestling, or you'd be counting the lights. And that's not the place to be. Jerry Valiant now, once again, in control of this match. Been a seesaw battle back and forth. When Ivan gets his dander up, he starts unloading with those bombs, and Valiant has to bail out of there, but right now, going to work with this trapezius hold, and successfully, I might add.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of trap to grab there on Ivan Putski. He's definitely well developed, the Polish power. He's not the tallest man in the world, but he makes up for it with his energy and his strength.
Putski comes out of there with a couple of big right hands and a side headlock once more now by the Polish power as he's ringing it out here. Oh, he's asking one of the cameramen, one of the international cameramen here at ringside, if he should do it. Well, go ahead, Ivan. You got my permission. An international event, professional wrestling here in Maple Leaf Gardens, covered by international press. Always, Jess.
Most definitely, World Wrestling Federation brings you only the greatest wrestlers in the world today.
Both men out there on the ramp, exchanging blows lefts and rights. Wow, what a right hand by Putski and another. Valiant is stunned. Over the top rope, back inside the ring. That's where he wants him. Putski looking for crowd approval, and does he get it from this capacity crowd? Valiant now with hands behind his back, pleading for mercy. Ivan Putski with a couple of kicks to the lower abdomen area.
And they were questionable, Gino. They're getting down there awful low.
Tough to kick a guy when he's already on his knees. Jeff.
Definitely, and especially to keep him within range to not risk a disqualification for a low blow.
Putski once again reverting to the reverse chin lock. As Jerry Valiant so far has given Putski quite a run for the money. Ivan now turns it into a side headlock. Backed into the ropes. Wow, a handful of tights gave him a little extra momentum there as he let Polish Power have one right in the lower abdomen. Wow, big forearm smash by Jerry Valiant, but referee should be breaking this hold. Putski's got a hold of the ropes. Come on, ref, give me a break. Reverse slingshot now by Mr. Valiant. This will show you the arm development and shoulder development on the Polish Power. Valiant forces him head first down into the mat with it.
Well, Valiant was able to gain that by putting his head right into the back of Ivan Putski, but Ivan's starting to power out now, Gino.
Well, now it's showing the tremendous power possessed by this individual. It takes tremendous power to break this particular hold in the way that Ivan Putski is going about it. He reversed it right around. Now he's got the head into the back of Jerry Valiant. This match has been exciting since its onset. Good way to break the hold. Smart maneuver by Valiant as he just backed Putski back into the corner. Elbow to the sternum. Didn't give him a chance to get out of there.
And that's the same thing he did earlier, Gino.
Yes, it is. A referee let him get away with it again. Whip now into the corner. Look out. Nobody home. Wow, did he run into something? A double hammer. Hooks the legs. Could be all she wrote right here. Yes, it is. Ivan Putski with his hand raised in a token of victory. Ivan Putski, smile on his face, making his way back to the dressing room area. What a matchup. Let's go back and take a look at what went down here. Putski hard into the turnbuckle. Look out, no one home. Knocked the wind out of him a little bit there. Turned right around into the double hammer right on the chin. Putski down for the cover. Didn't have to hook the leg here. 1, 2, 3, and it's all over. Another victory in the record books for the Polish Power, Ivan Putski.
Ivan Polish Power Putski looking good, boy, especially with that double hammer, huh?
Definitely, Ivan Putski, he hits you with that. You see stars for a week, Jack.
You know.
Most definitely, I know.
All right. I would like to remind you, if you would like to send yours truly, Jack Reynolds or Jesse the Body Ventura, we would love to hear from you, by the way. Send your cards or letters to Primetime Wrestling, P.O. Box 1538, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06830. By the way, we have been receiving some glasses. Jesse is wearing a pair this week on Primetime Wrestling.
And I'll wear another pair before this hour's over with.
I certainly hope so. Coming up, we have a classic confrontation, two Canadian stars, Bret Hart and George Wells. That's coming up. So stand by for more exciting action this week on Primetime Wrestling.
world is divided in half. Some can go to the net, some can't. There are good backhands and bad ones. And most important to Bick, some guys have normal skin while others have more sensitive skin. So Bick made the new Bick Orange. It shaves sensitive skin gently and closely. So for normal skin like mine, the original Bick White Shaver. And for sensitive skin, the new Bick Orange. Oh, by the way, some people love John McEnroe, and some people,
Marcia Mainzer for BC Powder.
To 300 callers a night, I am the police department. I can't leave this switchboard even if my head is splitting.
When you have to be
Oh,
there.
yes, see the tower, Mom. So I make sure my BC powder's right there with me.
That's the time to take BC.
BC's fast, and I've trusted it for years.
When the pain keeps growing, but you gotta keep going. That's the time to take BC. BC, when you gotta keep going.
Now, the home gym that treats your body to a 9-station workout. Trim Track. Durable, no-nonsense construction. Yet Trim Track can be yours on this special TV offer for just $39.95. It's a rowing machine. Perfect exercise for flattening the tummy. And you'll love quality touches like the padded seat and smooth as silk track action. The padded footlock is perfect for sit-ups. Gives you a trim, tight waistline. Hop on your knees for arm curls. Does miracles for arms and neck and chin. Trim Track. It's the fast track to the slender, younger figure you've been dreaming of. Just $39.95. Have your credit card ready and call now. Here's how to order.
To order your Trim Track, call toll-free 1-800-272-2000 or send $39.95 plus $5 for shipping and handling to Trim Track, Department 28, Canton, Ohio 44750, or call 1-800-272-2000.
Stars Bret the Hitman Hart and George Master G. Wells.
What a matchup should be, Jack. Both from Canada, Bret Hart from the Wrestling Hart family and George Wells, former Canadian football star.
These two, no love between these two, by the way, even though they are both from north of the border up in Canada. Boy, watch out for this confrontation. Right now, let's go to ringside and pick up all the exciting action.
Introducing first, from Oakland, California, weighing 240 pounds, the far former All-Star with the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, George Wells. Now first, I'd like to introduce the manager, the most from the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from Calgary, Alberta, weighing 240 pounds, Bret Hart.
There he is, the Canadian star, Bret Hart.
Going against another Canadian, Jack, George Wells, the Canadian football player, ex-Canadian. Where did he play football at, Jack?
He played in one of the Canadian teams, naturally, in the Canadian Football League. I believe he played with Hamilton for a while. Also, he had a short stint with Edmonton.
Yeah, what are they called? The Rough Riders or something? I'm not real familiar with the Canadian Football League.
Bret Hart and George Wells. The Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Edmonton Eskimos.
Eskimos, okay. Collar, elbow, hook up, and they're both back in the corner now. Big George breaks clean. Bret Hart has changed his style of wrestling since becoming affiliated with the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Bret Hart, great scientific wrestler in his own right, and has now gone the roughhouse route, which impresses me because I like a guy that's willing to get it on and win at any cost, Jack.
I know that. Good takedown there by George Wells. Referee Terry Yorkston on top of all the action. All the exciting action coming to you this week from the beautiful Maple Leaf Gardens.
And I might add the jam-packed Maple Leaf Gardens. I was outside before the matches started, and the scalpers were on the loose again.
Nice takedown by George Wells. Hart complaining to referee Terry Yorkston for some reason.
I don't know if he's saying that he maybe grabbed the strap of his wrestling gear or grabbed him by the hair. I'm not really sure at this moment, Jack. But the referee, obviously, he's yelling at George Wells. And, of course, the mouth of the South, he's trying to gain control of this match early.
Jimmy Hart talking with Bret Hart right now.
I wonder if there's a relationship between the two. Both with the last name Hart. Do you think they might be long-lost cousins or something, Jack?
I have to talk to the mouth of the South about that and find out. Well, being from, I believe, originally from the state of Mississippi, and Hart being a Canadian, somewhere along the way, maybe not.
There's George Wells with a rugged hammerlock on Bret Hart right now. Put that pressure. Hart with a good reversal on him. Bret Hart with the hammerlock now on George Wells. Wells trying to move, and beautiful move, and trips Bret Hart right out of the ring. Good move by George Wells.
Jimmy Hart running over, trying to console Bret Hart right now. I think Hart right now, I believe more so physically. I think that his pride may have been hurt a little bit with that move, Jesse.
Oh, definitely. He was irate when he hit the floor as well. He should be, you know. Wrestlers have reputations at stake as well as wins and losses in matches, and they don't like to be looked and made foolish of.
Seems he was outpsyched by George Wells on that particular occasion. Both men back in the ring right now.
And Wells again going back to that hammerlock. He's going after the arm of Bret Hart. Apparently he feels that's a vulnerable spot in Hart's wrestling forte. And Hart tried a little fancy move, and George Wells caught him with it. Comes out with a head scissors, and looks at him. He's tight walking the rope. And flips Bret Hart into the rope. Beautiful move by George Wells.
You know, I can't believe that George Wells is outpsyching his opponent right now, Bret Hart, with some maneuvering in that ring. Right now, Bret Hart and Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart is ecstatic right now, complaining. Look at this.
And what a move. George Wells with a flying head scissoring Bret Hart back into the ring. The mouth of the South is outside. He's irate. There's a cover, 1, 2. But that's all he's going to get at this point, Jack.
Boy, Bret Hart being outmaneuvered totally in this match with George Wells. Wells in complete control at this point.
George Wells, there's the mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart, he's trying to rally his man, Bret Hart. And so far, I got to say, George Wells has had the upper hand in the early going of this match. The feeling out process of the match has definitely been in George Wells' favor.
He has taken control.
Yes, so far, George Wells has taken command of this bout against Bret Hart, along with Hart's manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Well, as you see, Jack, when I announce, there's no bias. I call it the way it is.
That is
I'm
true.
the true announcer of wrestling that calls it straight down the middle.
And that's the way we go, straight down the middle. We're going to get back to the conclusion of this exciting bout, and boy, you talk about excitement. It's coming up, so stand by.
Dallas Morning News, 3 a.m. You know this crew gets heartburn. And when they do, there's no time to stop. No wonder so many people take Rolaids, the tablet that gives millions 100% relief. Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief. With Rolaids, you can keep going. Rolaids. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Coming this May to a video retailer in your area, the official World Wrestling Federation Home Video Series. The first is the best of the World Wrestling Federation with Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, and more. Next, a most outrageous and hilarious hour with bleepers, bloops, and body slams. Finally, Hulkamania. Heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan has personally chosen some of his greatest matches against Greg Valentine, Big John Studd, and the Iron Sheik. The official World Wrestling Federation Home Video Series. Visit your video dealer and reserve your copies now.
If you're looking for an asset management account that gives you high-quality services without the high price tag, stop looking. It's here now at Charles Schwab & Company, America's leading discount broker. Compare Schwab One with other asset management accounts. With Schwab One, there is no monthly or annual fee. None. When you buy or sell securities, you can save up to 76% in stock brokerage commissions. compared to rates charged by full commission brokers. You can buy or sell no-load mutual funds. You can borrow on your marginable securities at low interest rates. You get high interest on cash between investments, a free Visa card, and free checking. You can open a Schwab One account with only $5,000, not $20,000 like the others. Schwab One. All the financial services you need without the high price tag.
For a free Schwab One brochure and application, call 800-631-1000 toll-free. No salesperson will call. That's 800-631-1000. Call now. So far, it's been all George Wells against Bret Hart. But, like Jesse says, the tide could be turning.
Well, most definitely I feel it will, Jack, because the Mouth of the South has Bret Hart primed and ready and has a new name. He's called the Hitman now.
Yes.
Let's see if the Hitman hits.
Well, here's a young man that has really changed the style of professional wrestling. Right now, let's go back up to ringside and pick up all the exciting action.
The match. Side headlock being applied right now by George Wells. Referee Terry Yorkston on top of all the action.
And there's the view you get from Jimmy Hart's angle right there. What the Mouth of the South is looking at. Beautiful camera work. And Bret Hart just caught George Wells with a clothesline.
Clothesline him real well. George Wells reeling right now.
Big leg drop on the face of George Wells, and now the Mouth of the South has pleased his man. Bret Hart has turned things around into their favor.
He's telling him to turn it on right now. Turn on the action. Go with both guns right now.
And he caught him with a vicious knee off that rope, drops an elbow into him, and George Wells is in trouble. 1, 2, and almost got 3. That was about 2 3/4, Jack.
Well, I'll tell you, that was kind of a slow count. Terry Yorkston, for some reason, hesitated on number 3.
Well, he's trying to keep it deliberate. A referee must maintain their own count. Some count a little quicker than others. You got to learn that when you get into that ring. What kind of count you're going to get from a referee, because they're all different.
Well, I'm not going to question Terry Yorkston, because he is one of the great referees in North America.
And there you see Bret Hart raking the eyes along the ropes on George Wells there. That's a move I like to do personally, Jack.
I've seen you.
Bret Hart's maybe been watching Jesse the Body a little bit, learning how to get vicious, and I like his vicious style. There's an Irish whip and whips George Wells into the turnbuckle, and he hit hard, Jack.
Oh, that stung. Wells in pain right now. Yorkston checking with him as Bret Hart continues the assault on George Wells. There's a kick out. Wells reaching back for something a bit extra.
Well, that was a sloppy cover on the part of Bret Hart. If you're going to cover a man, hook the leg and go for a pin. That was a real sloppy cover on Bret Hart's part. I'm a little disappointed in him for that.
Jimmy Hart right now hollering instructions to Bret Hart. As Hart applying the pressure on George Wells. Hart has made a turnaround in this bout. Now he is the aggressor.
Definitely. He's trying to wear George Wells down with a side headlock here, putting the pressure on, leaning into him with that body weight, making George Wells work hard, leaning into him. Always, when you can, put the weight on your opponent, let him lift your weight. And George is trying for a backbreaker, and he got it. Good move.
Crowd loves it. Backbreaker by George Wells, and boy, Bret Hart grabbing the lower back right now. Jimmy Hart, good move in there by Bret Hart on a takedown.
Double ankle takedown by Bret Hart, and then he dropped a big boot back into that midsection, and Wells is back in trouble again. Whoa, dropped that elbow right on the back of his skull.
Look at Jimmy Hart warning George Wells right now. You want to get fancy? You want to play with fire? You're going to pay the price.
Bret Hart wheeling George Wells into the ropes, catches him with an elbow off the ropes, and Wells is down again.
Jimmy, the Mouth of the South's loving every minute of it right now.
Definitely, he's got Bret Hart too. He's got him wrestling the way he wants him. And there's the same backbreaker applied to George Wells. That's what Wells did to Bret Hart just moments ago. And Bret Hart looks like he's going up to the top, Jack.
Maneuvering now by Bret Hart. There he goes, going up on top. Look out, everybody.
He didn't get there in time. George Wells touches him with a big punch. Rope.
Oh, the crowd going wild right now. Look at this, a tremendous right-hand shot by George Wells, and Bret Hart is stunned right now.
Bret Hart's definitely stunned. Wells catches him with a vicious uppercut forearm. Bret Hart is flat on his back. The crowd is going wild. They're definitely behind the ex-Canadian football star. Big headbutt, and Bret Hart's rocking and reeling.
Jimmy Hart right now in a rage outside the ring. There's a whip. Oh, look at that. Caught him good.
And a power body slam by George Wells. 1, 2, and not quite. About 2 3/4. Bret Hart managed to get out of it.
All right, that time referee Terry Yorkston very deliberate with the count, but the count was right on the money.
Counts on the money. He's holding the same pace, which is important for a referee. Wells with a big football shoulder block, and Bret Hart is down, and he appears to be knocked out, Jack.
Look at George Wells. George Wells going after Jimmy Hart right now. Look at Jimmy Hart warning George Wells. Don't come out. Don't come out.
Jimmy Hart definitely trying to distract George Wells. There's a cradle pinning move. Reversed by Bret Hart.
Oh, I think he got the 3 count. I believe he got it, Jesse.
He got 3 count plus a little bit of trunks there, I think, too, Jack.
Listen to the tremendous throng in attendance.
And the Maple Leaf Gardens definitely is not pleased with the results of that match.
Jimmy Hart right now in the ring with Bret Hart. Look at this. They're still going at it. There goes Hart. Both Harts right now. Heart to heart. There they are. Bret Hart victorious in this bout against George Wells. And the crowd not liking it one bit.
Oh, the crowd is definitely irate. A beautiful reversal by Bret Hart off that cradle by George Wells. And here you see it in the replay. There you see George Wells with the cradle move. Gets a 2 count right there. Luke overbalances. Bret Hart comes up. And you'll see he does get a bit of drunks right there.
I'll tell you, what a what a tremendous move in there by Bret Hart. As he reversed the situation after it looked like he was being pinned, came back with the reverse cradle and pins George Wells.
I'll tell you, Jack, I believe that he definitely had a piece of the trunks on that one. There was no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. He certainly did have a piece of the trunks, Jesse the Body.
Well, like I said, Jack, I call him the way I see him, and I saw a little bit of trunks being pulled on that one.
You saw more than a little bit of trunks.
But the key to the whole thing is he got away with it. What the referee does not see, the referee cannot call if he's a competent referee.
All right. Coming up, we're going to have tag team competition. Barry O and Moondog Spot, their opponents, the British Bulldogs, Davy Boy Smith, and the exciting Dynamite Kid.
Well, if you people out there have not had a chance to see the British Bulldogs, don't run and get no beer. Don't run to that refrigerator and fatten up on no sandwich. Sit tight, because you're going to see something coming up.
All right. Like the man said, sit tight, because the excitement is coming up with the British Bulldogs.
Just take a look at this ring. This lovely ring is handset with a brilliant cluster of 30 genuine diamonds, and the ring is layered entirely in genuine 14-karat gold. Yet now it's available from us for only $12.95. But wait, you'll also get this beautiful triple-tier dinner ring. It's handset with 9 ruby red faceted crystals, plus 17 genuine diamonds. Yes, you get both for the unheard-of price of $12.95. And here's another incredible surprise. You'll also get this Scandinavian snowball ring free of charge. The Scandinavian snowball ring is yours to keep free, even if you decide to return the rest of the ring collection for a refund.
You also get a free genuine diamond pendant if you order within 1 hour. To get your designer ring set, just call toll-free 1-800-862-6262. That's 1-800-862-6262. You save $5 COD in handling by using your credit card.
Smartest move I ever made was learning to weld. Tulsa Welding School, known around the world for pipe welding graduates, gave me the ability and the chance to be who I want to be. Taught me everything from blueprints to pipe welding, and job placement got me $25,000 the first year. Now I have the security and satisfaction to go where I want and do what I want.
For free catalog, call 1-800-331-2934. The Tulsa Welding School, the smartest move you'll ever make.
How many shicks can you get from one disposable shick?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No one makes a sharp, long-lasting disposable quite like
Saturday, Sunday.
How many shicks does your disposable give you?
Coming up, the British Bulldogs, and wherever they go, boy, I'll tell you, they not only pack them in, but they create a lot of excitement as well.
That's right, but they're going to get tested. Barry O and Moondog Spot, they're going to be one of the first real tests that the British Bulldogs are going to have in front of my eyes anyway, Jack.
Well, you were there that particular night, Jesse, as was I, and I'll tell you once again, very impressive, the British Bulldogs, and we're going to see. Right now, let's pick up the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a tag team match. One fall with a 45-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 230 pounds, Barry O. His partner, from parts unknown, weighing 262 pounds, Spot Moondog. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the British Bulldogs. First, from Manchester, England, weighing 225 pounds, the Dynamite Kid. His partner, from Leeds, England, weighing 240 pounds, Davy Boy Smith. The referee, Roger Francoeur.
Well, there they are, the British Bulldogs, Davy Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid. Oh, and their opponents, a couple of tough customers in Barry O and Moondog Spot. The referee for this bout is Roger Francoeur. This is Jack Reynolds along with Jesse the Body Ventura. Oh, the action, just fantastic. Hope you're enjoying it. There they are, the British Bulldogs, getting ready. Oh, and what a tremendous duo they are. Not only quickness, agility, speed in that ring, but they're always thinking as well. Well, and they've got the moves. All right, we're waiting for the bell right now. Roger Francoeur, something going on now. Something going on with Moondog Spot. And Barry O telling him to forget about it. I guess the crowd a little bit on Moondog Spot's case right now.
That well might be, and I think also they're trying to determine what they ought to do with the Spot's big bone.
That's it.
And it looks like he's going to hang it up on the turnbuckle over there.
All right, Roger Francoeur calling for the bell, and the match officially underway. It'll be Moondog Spot and the Dynamite Kid starting this exciting match off. The British Bulldogs, Jess, they, I tell you, the more I see this combination, the more impressive they are.
Well, they definitely know each other well. They've been wrestling together and living together, breathing together since they were both 10 years old. They're not officially brothers, but you could just as well consider them brothers, Jack.
Constantly together. They work well outside the ring and in the ring as well. There's a good maneuver in there, like right now by Moondog Spot.
Well, Spot definitely throws the British Bulldog in. Dynamite Kid, and Dynamite Kid went for a roll-up, and Spot held the ropes. And I'll tell you, the British Bulldogs are going to be tested here. This is a tough team. And a beautiful flying tackle. Referee counts one, but Spot rolls him off.
You know, you had mentioned a very tough team. Moondog Spot, a cagey veteran that he is, one half of the famous Moondogs. And Barry O, a young man that, Jesse, I've seen him in action a number of times. He also is a very impressive young man in that ring.
Well, I'll tell you, if the Bulldogs don't watch out, they could be right in line for an upset here. And a big back body drop by the Dynamite Kid, and the Dynamite Kid's going up to the top rope. He's going up top. What's he going to do? Beautiful drop kick catches Spot. And Spot tags out to Barrio. And Barrio gets caught by the same type of drop kick from Davey Boy Smith. They roll out of the ring and they better regroup their forces, Jack.
Oh, what a... See, all in the timing. There you saw it. He waited for the right instant. The tag was made. And Davey Boy Smith came off that top rope with a beautiful flying drop kick, knocking Barrio out of the ring. Oh, right now shaking a bit. Barrio and Moondog Spot conferring outside the ring. Spot up on the apron right now. I believe there was a tag, so Moondog Spot in there right now against Davey Boy Smith.
Both of them eyeing each other real carefully now. The warm-up's over. Now it's time to get down to nitty-gritty, and there's Spot tagging out to Barrio, and Barrio catches him with a kick to the midsection.
Barrio right now with a side headlock.
Big football tackle, drops Davey Boy down, and Davey Boy follows him in. Goes for a roll-up. He's got it. 1, 2, and Barrio barely kicked out of that one, Jack.
Good kick out by Barrio, though. He was able to break the press by Davey Boy Smith. You know, the more I see the combination of the British Bulldogs together, they are looking more and more alike. Simply from the standpoint, they have really gotten their moves and their timing so much together that I tell you they're incredible in that ring.
And there you see Barrio trying to duplicate Davey Boy Smith's move, not quite with the same results. He got caught with a quick body slam. Davey Boy tagging out to the Dynamite, and Dynamite's in with that side headlock.
Referee Roger Francoeur on top of the action. There's a whip. Oh, tremendous shoulder smash in there by the Dynamite Kid.
And Barrio's bailing out. He's going for a breather, and that's a smart move on the part of Barrio. If you're not set right, if you got the wind knocked out of you, get out of there and regroup yourself, Jack.
There's a shot of the tremendous throng in attendance this week.
Maple Leaf Gardens, capacity crowd, Jack, and are they excited? Capacity crowd, as all of them are in the World Wrestling Federation of late. And now the Dynamite made a mistake, and he's caught into the corner now, where he doesn't want to be, but he's ducked out of there. Barrio hits his partner, Moondog Spot, and Dynamite comes back with a left and right. He's going for a big suplex here. Big, quick suplex. He snapped him over with authority on that one, Jack.
Good maneuvering in there. Tremendous suplex in there by the Dynamite Kid. Davey Boy Smith in there right now. Look at this.
There's your slower version of the suplex. Essentially the same suplexes both ways. But the Dynamite, he likes to snap his man quickly. Davey Boy Smith takes him up for the higher altitude and the more punishment, coming down with the big drop.
Right now, Barrio coming over for a tag. I think Barrio is hurting a bit. No, he's backing off.
Well, he definitely ought to be hurting a bit after the 2 suplexes he took in that ring from the British Bulldogs. Smart move on his part, tagging out the Moondog Spot.
Dynamite Kid in there right now against Moondog Spot after the tag.
Going after that arm bar. He's got the arm bar on Moondog Spot, putting that pressure on him. And smacks that elbow joint right there. Trying to drive Moondog Spot down to that mat with the pressure on the shoulder blade.
Look at Barrio. Barrio up on, trying to get up on top.
Well, it's a little bit too far for Barrio to jump there, I think. They're 2/3 of the way, almost 3/4 of the way across that ring. And a Jimmy Superfly Snuka, I don't believe he is.
Referee Roger Francoeur checking with Moondog Spot right now. As the Dynamite Kid applying the pressure.
Shoulder block by the Dynamite Kid. Sets Spot reeling right into the wrong corner. Dynamite catches him with the right hand. Davey Boy Smith with the right hand. A headbutt. Another headbutt. And Spot's marbles are rolling right now, Jack.
Double teaming going on by the British Bulldogs. And like I said, it's all in the timing. And boy, each one knows what the other one's going to do at all times in that ring.
Well, I'll tell you, they are a fabulous combination, the British Bulldogs. But Moondog Spot and Barrio giving them a tough time.
Definitely, Jack, definitely. This is, so far, is the roughest match I've viewed the British Bulldogs in.
You know, usually they're pretty high-flying, They get away with a lot of different maneuvers that normally you don't see in the ring. But with Barry O and Moondog Spot, it's been tough. We're going to come back to the conclusion of this exciting bout right after this.
The Dallas Morning News, 3 a.m. You know this crew gets heartburn. And when they do, there's no time to stop. No wonder so many people take Rolaids, the tablet that gives millions 100% relief. Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief. With Rolaids, you can keep going. Rolaids. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Marcia
On
Mainzer
the
for
way.
BC Powder.
To 300 callers a night, I am the police department. I can't leave this switchboard even if my head is splitting.
When you have to be
Oh,
there.
yes, see the tower, Mom. So I make sure my BC powder's right there with me.
That's the time to take BC.
BC's fast, and I've trusted it for years.
When the pain keeps growing, but you gotta keep going. That's the time to take BC.
BC, when you gotta keep going. Look how water can destroy unprotected wood, but not if it's protected with Thompson's Water Seal. Use Thompson's Water Seal waterproofer on dozens of surfaces. Brush on Thompson's for an invisible barrier that helps prevent water from entering and damaging brick, wood, and concrete. Your house isn't really protected until it's protected with Thompson's Water Seal. Many stores now have special values on Thompson's Water Seal.
If you subscribe to the American dream, you should subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Every business day, the Journal helps your American dream come true with complete coverage of your business, your money, and much more. Call toll-free 800-527-9800 and get 6 months of the Journal for $56. That's $7.50 off the cover price. 6 months, just $56. Call 800-527-9800 now for the Wall Street Journal.
The British Bulldogs going up against Moondogs for this bout. So let's go back up to ringside and all the exciting action.
It's going to do it all times in that ring. Once in a while, once in a great while, they'll look at each other. But the British Bulldogs know what each one is going to do all the time.
Now, Davey Boy Smith just made a big mistake. He let Spotty kind of ease him into their side of the ring. And as I've said many, many times, the key to tag team wrestling, keep your opponent in your corner. It's that simple.
Here comes Barry O.
Come off with a big right hand to the face. He's going for a cover. He's got a 1, he's got a 2, but that's all he's going to get this time.
2 count.
Barry O picking up Davey Boy Smith, looking around and setting him up for a big body slam. Went for the elbow, but nobody there. Davey Boy got out of there on that one, Jack.
Now a little double teaming going on by the British Bulldogs. Barry O reeling right now after catching the elbow on the side of the head. Look at that. A shot in there. Tremendous karate chop in there by the Dynamite Kid.
And then he smashes Barry O's head in the turnbuckle, going for a cover. 1 and about 1.5. They haven't got Barry O down that far yet. He's a tough kid. Barry O going for an elbow and catches the Dynamite Kid with a clothesline coming off that rope. Hooks the leg. Got managed the 2 count, Jack.
No, he was going for it all that time. Look at this. Little double teaming going on. Moondog Spot in there right now with a knee lift and pounding away on the Dynamite Kid.
Hammering away on the Dynamite Kid. Looks like he's going after that shoulder of the Dynamite Kid, and that arm's starting to hang limp there. He's obviously having some effect on him. Irish whip reversed by the Dynamite Kid. In comes Spot. Spot catches the Dynamite Kid with a vicious, vicious knee to the abdominal area, Jack.
Moondog Spot likes to work with the knees. Works very well with the knees. He's a big man. 300 pounds. Look at that. Tremendous body slam. And I'll tell you, for a man 300 pounds, he moves cat-like. Moondog Spot. Look out!
Nobody there. Dynamite Kid got out of the way. Played a little possum on Moondog Spot right there, and it paid off. Davey Boy catches him with a headbutt. And Spotty's reeling into the corner and begging off a little bit, saying, I've had enough. Let's take a little time out here. But Davey Boy's going to have none of that. Setting him up for what looks like a big power body slam, Jack.
Tremendous power slam in there. 1, 2. Now he kicked out. There he reached back. A little something extra. There's a tag. There's a tag. Here comes Barrio.
Barrio coming in, and I think he's going, yeah, he went after Davey Boy's eyes, and down goes Davey Boy Smith. Drops the point of that elbow, looked like right on the chin, maybe the throat area. I couldn't really tell from this angle, Jack.
Frank Core with a 2 count and a kick out. I'll tell you, you've got to give credit to Moondog Spot and Barrio. They are giving the British Bulldogs all they can handle this week.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the biggest test I've seen of the British Bulldogs so far, and I've seen them off and on now for a couple of months. And Moondog Spot and Barrio definitely giving the British Bulldogs the roughest time I've seen since they've come into the World Wrestling Federation.
You know, usually the British Bulldogs like to fly high when they're in that ring, but they're not getting the opportunity, simply from the standpoint that it's been all roughhouse tactics, and this match has been very, very physical. And it's always that way with the likes of a Moondog Spot around.
Spot trying to wear down Davey Boy Smith now with that reverse headlock. Putting that pressure on. And let me tell you, Jack, that hurts. It feels like the blood starts pounding in your temples, your ears start aching. And here you can hear the capacity crowd starting to urge on Davey Boy Smith. They want to see the British Bulldogs. And Smith starting to respond. Catches Spot with an elbow. Second elbow. Spot drops down, Smith over the top. And a beautiful sunset flip. But Spot caught up that right hand.
There's that experience paying off again. Moondog Spot, boy, I'll tell you, he's a tough man to trick in that ring.
And Spot throwing Davey Boy Smith right out onto that wood ramp. Dynamite Kid coming over to check out his partner. And like I said, Moondog Spot and Barrio have given the British Bulldogs one of the toughest matches I've seen them have in the World Wrestling Federation.
Right now, the Dynamite Kid over trying to help his tag team partner, Davey Boy Smith, up. Moondog Spot coming right back.
Snapmare and back into that reverse headlock and applying that pressure. Davey Boy Smith's in a bit of trouble here.
Referee Roger Frank Core now warning Barrio to back off a little bit as Barrio was ready to make the scene.
And you can hear the capacity crowd of Maple Leaf Gardens trying to urge their favorites, the British Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs have gotten everything they've bargained for tonight, Jack.
There's a tag. Here comes Barrio. Barrio in there right now. Watch out.
Smart move by Spot. You see him holding him?
Yes.
He's holding him before he legally has to get out of the ring so they can maintain that advantage. Good move by Moondog Spot.
Barrio, his tag team partner, stomping away right now on the Dynamite Kid. Dynamite Kid in trouble right now.
No, that's Davey Boy Smith.
Davey Boy Smith.
In there, Jack. They look a lot alike.
They certainly do.
1, 2, he almost got 3. And you can see Barrio is irate with the referee. He feels that's too slow of a count. It might well be. It looked a little bit slow to me, Jack.
Well, Frank Core was a bit deliberate with that count, but I think 2.5 was enough.
Davey Boy Smith trying to muscle his way through this front face lock, get to his corner and make a tag. He did make the tag, but the referee did not see it.
Frank Core did not see the tag.
And that's a good move by the referee. If you do not see it, you cannot call it.
He is ordering the Dynamite Kid out of the ring as the assault continues now with Moondog Spot in there. Look at this. 2.
And he managed to get that foot on the rope.
Frank Core checking before going on with a 3 count. And he was able to catch a view of the Dynamite Kid's foot on top of that ring rope.
Both of them colliding heavily right there, Jack. Both men going down. Now it's going to be a question of who can get up first, who can crawl over, who can tag the other one's partner. Here's where the guts come in. The guts to reach down deep for that little something extra, Jack.
Look at this, huh? Look at Moondog Spot holding. There's a tag, but referee Roger Frank Core did not see the tag again.
And the fans are irate. They're irate. There's nothing Roger Frank Core can do about it. If he does not see a tag, he cannot call it.
In the meantime, Barrio and Moondog Spot pounding away on Davey Boy Smith, and what a pasting he's taking right now, Jesse.
Well, Davey Boy Smith has definitely been in that ring too long. He's had to contend with both Barrio and Moondog Spot. And Davey Boy Smith, if he doesn't make a tag to the Dynamite Kid, we could very well see the upset of wrestling, as far as I'm concerned, because the British Bulldogs had to be heavily favored going into this match.
Very, very heavily favored. But as you and I stated at the outset of this match, we both felt that the combination of Moondog Spot and Barrio would give them all they could handle.
And they definitely have. Davey Boy should have made the tag there. He didn't. And he was caught with that knee. Now he had a chance to tag there and made a big, big mistake.
Look at, there's a tag. Here comes Moondog Spot. Look at this.
Drops that big knee in there. He should go for the cover. Hook that leg. Spot. Hook it if you're going for it.
All right. Now a little double teaming going on by the British Bulldogs. And Spot and Barrio don't like it. They don't like it one bit.
Davey Boy Smith catches him with the drop kick. Makes the target with Dynamite Kid. Hits Spot with a drop kick. Right hand. Throws him into Barrio. He's working both of them over, Jack.
Little double teaming going on by the Dynamite Kid as he's whacking both Barrio and Moondog Spot. Big backdrop in there. Look at this.
Drops a big pinfall on Barrio. And now the British Bulldogs got things going their way. The Dynamite Kid wheeling Barrio into the ropes and catches him with an abdominal stretch, and he's got the leg hooked.
This might be it, Jesse. Barrio saying no. Look at Moondog Spot coming off the ring. Here comes Davey Boy Smith.
And all four of them are in there. And it's broken loose now. Barrio working over the Dynamite Kid. Spot working over Davey Boy Smith. And a reversal. They throw them together. And now we're going to get a double team British Bulldog style.
Look at this.
There it goes. Presses him. Oh. He may have him.
2, 3.
And the capacity crowd is going irate. They're going crazy. What a move on the part of the British Bulldog. Double teaming British Bulldog style.
Oh, that crowd loving it, I'll tell you. Referee Roger Francoeur raising the hands of the British Bulldogs in victory. And this tremendous throng going absolutely wild in their approval as the combination of the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid victorious. All right, let's pick up the replay right now, Jesse.
Okay, here you're going to see it. Here's double teaming British Bulldog style. They both rip Barrio into the turnbuckle. He hits chest first, flat on his back. Now watch the Dynamite Kid leaping into a press slam position by Davey Boy Smith, and Davey Boy throws him. Boom! He comes down with that headbutt, and that's all she writes, Jack.
Referee Roger Francoeur with a 3 count, and boy, I'll tell you, what tremendous excitement, the British Bulldogs. Unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable, you'd better believe. When's the last time you saw a move like that? One partner pick up the other partner and throw them on the opponent.
And the real highlight of the whole thing, Jack, is from the height. He picks him up into a press slam position, so Dynamite's coming down from about 8 feet in the air.
Unbelievable. What a combination. We're talking about combinations right now. How about this? Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana. Their opponents, the Matinee Idol, Brutus Beefcake, and the Intercontinental Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Well, I'll tell you something, Jack. This would be main event anywhere in the world. And I mean anywhere in the world, a tag match of this magnitude. And there's a lot of scores to be settled in this match.
You had better believe it. Stand by, wrestling fans. Coming up, Valentine and Beefcake going against Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana. You've been waiting for this confrontation. Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana teaming up against Brutus Beefcake and the Intercontinental Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine. And like the man said, a main event anywhere.
Definitely main event anywhere in the world, Jack. And Tito Santana has something to prove to himself and to Greg the Hammer.
All right, we are going to pick up the action right now. Let's go up to ringside and the introductions.
Welcome, everyone, to jam-packed Maple Leaf Gardens. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with Jesse the Body Ventura, my colleague. And take a look, Jesse, at the Hammer.
The Hammer is looking good, Gino. Look at that robe. Got to be $5,000 to $10,000 worth of robe. And Brutus Beefcake not looking too shabby himself.
Absolutely not. What a combo Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, has put together in one Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine. But on the other side of the slate, as we're about to see very shortly, a real dynamic duo, in my opinion. And here they come, Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat. And listen to the tremendous ovation. Shaking hands with everyone here at ringside. Unbelievable popularity by these two. And with that, let's go up to our ring announcer, Norm Kimber.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a tag team match. One fall with a 60-minute time limit. First, I'd like to introduce the manager, the most from the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from parts unknown, weighing 262 pounds, Brutus Beefcake. His partner from Seattle, Washington, weighing 250 pounds, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Now introducing their opponent. First, from Tacuna, Mexico, weighing 235 pounds, Tito Santana. His partner from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing 230 pounds, Ricky Steamboat.
What a tremendous ovation by this jam-packed crowd, Jesse, as they really have taken these two to their hearts.
Well, definitely a dynamic tag team in Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana. But don't ever underestimate the Intercontinental Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Brutus Beefcake. This should be one hell of a match, if I must say so, Gino.
Absolutely so. This is a main event in any arena in the entire wrestling world, and we're getting it right here as the World Wrestling Federation brings you the greatest in professional wrestling. Toronto and Maple Leaf Gardens hanging off the rafters. This is one of the reasons why this particular matchup. Brutus Beefcake going to start this one off with Ricky Steamboat. And the chant goes out from the crowd, Fruitcake. Well, call the guy what you like. He's got some very impressive credentials that he carries into that ring with him. And in my opinion, this guy is destined for stardom.
Definitely. They can yell Fruitcake all they want. Fruitcake will laugh all the way to the bank.
Boy, and he is in tremendous shape, as is the Hammer all the time. Greg the Hammer Valentine dropped some 15 pounds here recently and is twice as effective, in my opinion, when he can add that speed to his repertoire.
Well, I'll tell you, the Hammer, he's a champion's champion, in my opinion, Gino. He ducks no one. He defends the Intercontinental title against the #1 contender, regardless of who it is, where it is, or whatever it is. The Hammer's a champion's champion.
Absolutely right, and you cannot call him a closet champion by a long shot. Back into the ropes here. Brutai for the ride. Nice leapfrog by Steamboat, and another one. What quickness. Whoa, what a high hip lock. Takes him over. Valentine rushes in and gets caught with the same thing, and they both bail out.
A real quick start on the part of Steamboat and Santana here.
Look at this maneuver by Steamboat. Talk about agility. What a combination. Valentine got nailed for his trouble as he was already outside the ring. Steamboat now wrapping up Brutus right into Tito Santana's knee to the lower abdomen. A quick tag. Sent in once more. Wow, what an elbow.
And I'd say Santana and Steamboat are looking to get a quick win here, Gino.
A house of fire. They started out at 100 miles an hour. Long way to go. There's a 1-hour time limit. They certainly have the upper hand at this point in time, as Brutus Beefcake and Valentine have run into a barrage by these two youngsters.
Well, I'll say this. If the pace continues at this level, it's going to depend on who is in the better condition of the two teams.
Absolutely, Jess. Everyone knows that conditioning plays such an important part in all professional sports, and professional wrestling, the king of professional sports, is certainly no exception. You must be in an excellent physical condition, and you must train your body to take that physical punishment.
And
Brutus Beefcake, not sure where he is right now, Jess.
Definitely, and you must also try to control the pace of the match in your favor.
Well, you try to set your pace. You try to go by your game plan. However, there's another team out there, and they've got a game plan. Whoever gets the upper hand, of which in this particular matchup, Santana and Steamboat got their licks in first. If that was their objective, they certainly accomplished it.
They sure did.
Brudi had a chance to tag there, did not.
Now we're getting a little jawing here between Santana and Valentine, and there's definitely no love lost between those two, Gino.
Well, everyone's aware that Valentine put Tito Santana in a hospital, needed surgery on his right leg and knee area. Very substantial injury, kept him out of the box for some 6 months. Santana is reported to be back at 100% and has a score to settle with Greg the Hammer Valentine, the man who stripped him of the Intercontinental title.
There's the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, trying to orchestrate from the outside for his team. Jimmy Hart always active outside that ring.
Brutus with an eye gouge takes advantage of Santana, slams him down, makes the tag to Valentine. The Hammer in, dropping an elbow, but Tito already gone. Big forearm, and another shot. Santana, a house of fire, and Valentine bails out immediately. Santana wanted to go after him, but referee stepped right in front.
And Tito is definitely fired up. Him and Steamboat are off to a fast pace. And so far, I got to admit, it's been 90% Santana and Steamboat.
Absolutely. Jimmy Hart even up on the ramp now, trying to console and comfort Greg the Hammer Valentine. Brutus went out there and had a little talk with him. No title at stake here, however. A lot of scores to be settled.
Well, I'll say this, a win here by Santana and Steamboat could force either one of them right to that #1 contention position for the Intercontinental Championship.
Absolutely, and it certainly wouldn't do him any harm either in contention for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team belts as well.
That's right, a lot at stake in this match, Gino.
Currently held by Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. Wow, what a forearm by Valentine. He's got that maneuver patted down, elbow to the top of the head of Santana, and he's reeling. Champ goes out by the cross, snap mirror, takes Santana over. Valentine relentless once he gets the upper hand. Tito fires back, 2, 3, 4 big right hands. Valentine stopped it in a hurry. Santana now with a whip into the ropes. Ducked underneath that elbow off the side. Whoa, what a clothesline. Right under the chin of Valentine, and he's down.
He's definitely down, Gino. He's down, and he's seeing cobwebs right in his head right now.
Valentine motioning to his partners. He wheels them in. Wow! Knife edge. Another karate move on the part of Ricky Steamboat, master of the martial arts. As once again, the team of Santana and Steamboat in control. Big right hand right to the jaw. Look out! Santana with a headbutt to the lower abdomen area, trying to soften him up. He's going for the figure 4. No, Valentine hooked the neck and drew him across front. Got to break that before it gets started. Tito Santana has mastered the figure 4 leg lock. Be interesting to see what will transpire.
But the key to him mastering it is also timing of when to put it on. I think he went too soon there. Too soon there. He didn't have the hammer beaten up to the point where he could get that figure 4 and lock it and hook it in.
Must have your man in a compromised position in order to attempt to do that. Santana got to be really excited and really up for it. Look at this shoulder breaker by Valentine. Santana down hard. Look at it. Slap in the face. Talk about your insults. Quick tag made. Brutus Beefcake comes in, and Valentine lets him have another slap across the kisser before he leaves. Deliberate chokehold here right in front of the referee.
Well,
Steamboat halfway in there.
You can get away with that as long as you break before the count.
Well, in my opinion, in some instances, Jesse, the referee has a discretion to disqualify immediately without a count. The guy wants to get belligerent about it. Beefcake in control of Santana, reeling. This youngster's a powerhouse. Didn't even acknowledge very much that right hand by Santana to the abdomen. You and I having a few words now with Ricky Steamboat. You better pay attention to Santana. Look out, Valentine coming in the back door. Referee not seen any of this action by Valentine. Wow, did he do a number on Santana. All while the referee was predisposed trying to get Ricky Steamboat back to his corner. Santana paid the price.
Whether you like it or not, it's called teamwork.
Absolutely, no question.
It's called teamwork. If you can distract that referee and your partner can do some damage, that's fine in my book, Gino.
Big slam. He half caught him with that as Santana attempted to roll out of the way. Quick tag made. Valentine's in. Santana trying to reach. Brutus Beefcake wisely dove and held on to the leg. And as Ricky Steamboat attempted to make the move in, he got caught by the hammer and is right now out on the concrete floor here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens.
Very smart move on the part of Brutus Beefcake. He hooked that leg of Tito Santana and held him there so Santana could not get over to Ricky Steamboat and make that tag.
Steamboat got up, but not in time. Look at this now. Brutus Beefcake around the side, pounding away. Jimmy Hart applauding him, patting him on the back. Referee certainly got his hand full. He may have lost control of this match already.
Oh, what an exciting match. Don't go away, because we've got the exciting conclusion coming up. Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat going against Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. Oh, come back for more. Hot and heavy in that ring. Valentine and Beefcake against Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana. What do you think, Jess?
Then give and take could go either way, Jack. Let's get back to it.
All right.
Time going up to the top here. Wide open, Ricky Steamboat right across the neck. Ricky's down and in a heap of trouble. Partner Tito Santana. There's no way he can reach him from there.
And Valentine taunting Steamboat. Get up, screams the Hammer.
Elbow once again to the back of the net of Ricky Steamboat. He doesn't make a tag shortly here, Jess. This match will be over.
He's definitely in trouble, Gino.
Wow. Partially knocking the wind out of him with that particular maneuver. Trying to soften him up here and get him ready for that figure four leg lock, Valentine's favorite maneuver. And he knows how to go about it as he starts punishing. There it is. Spins around. Look at it. Nice roll up. Hooked him there. 1, 2.
Wow. Almost got the pinfall. What a move by Ricky Steamboat to get that cradle on Greg Valentine.
Beautifully done. Once again, Steamboat in the wrong corner for all intents and purposes on his part, and the right corner for Valentine and Beefcake. Another quick tag made. Look at Ricky reaching down for something inside, using those martial arts. He does when he has to. Will he make it? Yes, he made the tag.
And here comes Tito like a ball of fire, Gino.
Santana exploding, bangs both heads together. Got Valentine reeling a big right hand. Sends him down to the canvas. A forearm to the head of Brutus Beefcake, and he's down. Look out now, slingshot, no reversal by the champ. High forearm off the rope, Santana over for the cover. Beefcake makes the save.
And we got all four of them into the ring now.
Well, Steamboat couldn't take it anymore. Look out, Steamboat out onto the concrete floor. Double team effort now. Valentine holding Santana and Steamboat outside on the concrete, and Brutus just leveling away at Tito Santana. Come on, ref, give me a break. Look out, Steamboat now on the top. What a shot. And Brutus goes flying outside the ring. Atomic drop by Valentine. No, Santana slips in. He's got it on him.
He's hooked up with your four leg lock on Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Right in the center of the ring. tremendous ovation as Ricky Steamboat hugs partner Tito Santana as they are victorious over Brutus Beefcake and the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Let's go back in time just a few seconds, Jess, and take a look at the mayhem that went down here in Maple Leaf Gardens.
Unbelievable move here on the part of Tito Santana.
Look at that. Steamboat off that top rope just knocked the juice right out of Brutus Beefcake as he throws him out. Look at Valentine now as he goes for this atomic drop, but watch Santana stops it right here, reaches down, hooks the leg. Now look, holds right onto it, slips it in. Right there's the key. Once he hooks it, look at Valentine's expression. He can't stand the pain. And this capacity crowd went bananas as the bell rung. We're back to live action. Here in Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens as Ricky Steamboat is clearing the ring. Wow, what a thing he's got going here with Brutus Beefcake. A vendetta as he's chopping him all the way back to the dressing room. Brutus Beefcake fighting back. Santana right behind him. And Valentine still in the ring with his manager, Jimmy Hart. Cannot believe it.
Well, the battle may be over, but the war is going to continue. I tell you, I have never seen Valentine and Beefcake take a pasting like that, Jesse.
Well, they definitely did. It was a big win for Chico Santana, and it puts him back up at #1 contender, I believe, for the Hammer's Intercontinental Championship.
All right, coming up, Big King Kong Bundy and Sweet Hansen. That's next, right here on Primetime Wrestling. I mean big. I mean big. You're talking about King Kong Bundy.
That's right, Big King Kong Bundy, 457 pounds against the Swede. Swede Hansen, about 310. I hope the ring has extra support at the bottom to hold these two dudes up, Jack.
All right now we are going to go up to ringside. We have Howard Finkel standing by with the introductions. King Kong Bundy and Sweet Hansen.
20-minute time limit. First of all, introducing to my right, from Slaughter Creek, North Carolina, weighing 304 pounds, Sweet Hansen. And now, to my left, first of all, introducing the manager, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And he represents from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 458 pounds, King Kong Bundy.
458 pounds. Maybe a little short there. I don't know where the scale is to weigh this individual. He looks like he's over 500 to me, Jim. You were very close to him.
He's a big man, I'll tell you. Sweet Hansen, not exactly small in stature, at 304 pounds going into this bout. The veteran could surprise Bundy. That's my
sure
opinion.
He will. I'm sure he will. Swede's a powerhouse, and when you get him rattled...
Oh, he is a fierce competitor. And as I said, I think very important, the man is a veteran. He has been around this ring for a long, long time. He knows where he's going. He knows what he's doing at all times.
And he knows how to handle a big man. Whether he'll be successful or not remains to be seen. Last time we saw this King Konger broke a record here, James.
Did he ever? 9 seconds sharp. Or flat.
9 seconds flat.
Flat.
It was squash time.
I guess you could say that.
Bundy with the obvious weight. Whoa. Whoa, Sweet came right out of there in retaliation.
Well, Sweet is not going to take any guff from this guy.
No way, shape, or form. And the Swede, when he hits you with those pounds that he's got, he will hurt you. Got a hold of that cranium.
Boy, this Jimmy Hart, is he a package?
He's not playing with the full deck.
He's the consummate salesman.
Yes,
This guy could sell brass knuckles to Gandhi.
Oh. I had a few instances where I had a chance to talk with him, and I don't know, he gave me the impression that
That one staggers Swede Hansen. Now that's 304 pounds of momentum coming off the ropes, and again.
Oh, with a big forearm smash, moved the big guy back. Wow,
Bundy raking the eyes. That's going to tell you something about Hansen.
As I was saying, Gene, talking with Jimmy Hart, he gave me the impression that his idea of higher intellect would be coming along with Big Bundy. Bundy going to work now on the Swede. Rams his nose right into that top turnbuckle.
They have broken a vessel or two in the nose because Swede immediately grabbed for the old schnozola. I believe there is a little hemorrhaging taking place there.
Oh, that's going to be tough because that makes it tough to breathe in there. You got a big 500-pounder draped over you. It's hard enough to breathe.
And a series of knees to the middle of the back. And now Bundy, with Hansen draped over that rope, applies a little additional pressure for good measure. Not that he really needed it.
No, Bundy's he's powerful everywhere. Thighs, calves, ankles.
You know, like him or not, let's talk success. As these men exchange blows, actually Swede not able to mount much of an offensive. The reason the World Wrestling Federation attracts men like King Kong Bundy. Let's see, like him or not, his track record says quite a bit for him.
Certainly does. He's someone to have to be contented with here in the World Wrestling Federation. He's not here because he likes this particular part of the country. He's here because this is the World Wrestling Federation, and this is where the big titles are, and he's shooting.
This is also, it should be pointed out, this is where that big bread, so to speak, is at also.
Where the belts are, that's where the gold is where the gold's at.
I think well stated.
Sweeter can't get on track here. Bundy just having his way at the moment.
And Jimmy Hart looking like a cheerleader outside of the ring. He's perpetual motion.
Someone had a sign up said he didn't have $1.98 worth of clothes on.
He's got to go back a ways, I'll tell you that.
Swede bulking up here, hulking up. Look at the look on his face.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Swede Hansen goes to it, he's unstoppable. Oh, my! Oh, wow!
Headbutt by the Swede, he drives the big guy back. Look out, ring post. No, reversal here. Swede in, avalanche! I'm afraid that's all she wrote.
2, 3.
He wasn't looking for any 5 count. He's lucky he got a 3 on a Swede.
Absolutely.
Where's the 5 count? No 5 count that time.
Well, I'll tell you probably why no 5 count. That's the biggest test I've seen King Kong Bundy to this day with Big Swede Hansen. Swede gave Bundy all that he was worth, but the big King Kong was still too much, Jack.
Oh, gave him all he could handle. All right, we are going to be back. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. What is this?
These are just a few of the sunglasses that have been sent in by the fans to Jesse the Body. I'm going to try some on. What do you think of those right there, Jack?
Let me take a look. Not too bad.
They even gave me my own eyes on these.
What in the world is this?
That must be a Prince mask.
Another Prince mask?
Yeah, I think Prince Roger Nelson sent this to me.
I see. We have been receiving sunglasses here on Primetime Wrestling, and we thank you on behalf of Jesse the Body Ventura. For those of you that have really come up with some creative... Look at this. Look at this, huh? May I? Do you mind?
Help yourself.
All right. Let me give it a little go here. There we go. Look at that. Huh? Boy,
That's the best you've looked in years, Jack Reynolds.
Thank you.
That does you. That's you.
Thank you.
That's you.
All right. Okay. But for those of you that would like to send in your glasses to Jesse the Body Ventura, send your glasses to Prime Time Wrestling, P.O. Box 1538, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06830. And we do appreciate, by the way, we do really appreciate the effort for those of you that sent the glasses in. We'll be back with more here on Primetime Wrestling right after we take this commercial break. Garden for more exciting action. Boy, action you're going to see. The Iron Sheik will take on Mike Rotundo.
The Iron Sheik against Mike Rotundo, and let me emphasize this will be a single match, not a tag team title match.
Nikolai Volkov will take on Barry Windham.
Big Barry Windham has a score to settle with the Big Russian.
And the Magnificent Morocco against the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion, the one and only Hulk Hogan. That's all next week right here on Primetime Wrestling. Don't forget, TNT Friday night at 8 o'clock with Vince McMahon and Lord Alfred Hayes. And Sundays at noon here on USA, it's All-American Wrestling with the one and only Gene Okerlund. Boy, you talk about excitement, huh?
Definite excitement. Always excitement, Jack.
All right, for Jesse the Body Ventura, this is Jack Reynolds. We'll see you again next week with more exciting action right here on Primetime Wrestling.
Gave my cold body, but tasty. He was chewing Cinnabers.